Hello, Craig Card Fighters here. This is deck profile from AL4, Dark Irregulars. First is the starter, Vermilion Gatekeeper. When rolled upon, draw a card. Just like all the other starters so far. Next is the main grade 3. I run 4 copies of No Life King Death Anchor. His skill is that when rode, soul charge 1, plus 2,000 for each card in soul. If you have 13 cards in soul, counterblast 1, shove 3 rear guards and 1 card from your hand into soul, and use a card from your soul, a grade 3, and ride it. Preferably a grade 3. And it gains a crit. So this card is good. It's great for pressure. And it's also good for a final turn push. Next, I run 2 copies of Ghoulish the Spoiler. He's good for getting cards that you didn't want to ride initially. Like if you had to go into a Blood Sacrifice Ruthven and you needed the counter charge. He's good for getting that back, building up your soul. And when he attacks, if you have 10 cards more in soul, he gains plus 10,000, and your opponent is forced to retire a rear guard. So he's good utility. Next is 4 copies of your Guard Restrict, Demon Eater. Her skill is when a card is retired from your Guardian Circle, if she's on Van, it goes into your soul. Counterblast 1, use a rear guard, move it to your soul, draw a card. Soul Blast 10, and your opponent cannot guard with Sentinels. So that's great if your opponent's on 5 or if they're low on hand. Next is the main counter charge, Blood Sacrifice Ruthven. Personally, I prefer the old art since that one was a bit better. Anyway, on to his skill. When placed, put up to 1 card from your damage zone or drop zone into your soul, and you put from your damage zone, put the top card of your deck face down into your damage zone. If you put Rauloukis into your soul, countercharge 1. So he's good for utility and for allowing Rauloukis' skill to proc off. Next is generally what I consider the second ride target, Werewolf Seeger. When on Van, during your turn when he attacks, you soul charge 2 and continuous skill from VRR. If you have 5 or more in soul, he gains plus 5,000, making him a 14k beat stick. Next, I run 2 copies of the Werebear. His is when he attacks, counterblast 1, soul charge 1. He gains plus 2k for every card in soul. So he's good for swinging and for pressuring. Next is 2 copies of Gwyn the Ripper. When he's put on VRR, soul charge 1. If you have 10 or more in soul, counterblast 1 and retire one of your opponent's rear guards. Next is what I would say is the most utility card in the entire deck, Rauloukis. His skill, when you guard with him, soul charge. And when he's put into your soul from a card's ability, your Vanguard, you can choose a Vanguard and give it plus 10k. He combos really well with Demon Eater and Ruthven. Next is 4 copies of Doreen the Thruster. For each card you soul charge, he gains plus 5k. So it procs off really well for a great combo turn. And next would be what I consider the primary ride target for turn 1, would be Prisoner Beast. When via R, when he's placed, soul charge 1. On rear guard, if you have 5 cards or more, he gains 2k, making him a 10k booster. It's also good to use him to pressure for that first turn as well. Especially because he allows you to build up soul fast. On to my triggers. I run 4 draw PGs, which is March Rabbit of Nightmareland. When he's placed on Guardian Circle, discard a card, or select a unit, can't be hit. Basic PG skills. And then I run 4 Cursed Doctor. I'm glad to see him back from the original art, from the original Dark Irregulars. And finally, I run 8 crit. And I know there are a lot of decks out there that run 6 draws, 6 crit. But if you really want to push, you can run 8 crit. Personally, if the draws had better guard values, I would run 7-5 because it allows you more cards in hand. But most of your cards are going to be soul charged anyway, so you do run a real risk of soul charging those draw triggers anyway. So you might as well just run the crit so that you have more shield value. And this way, every turn is a pressure turn. So if they're banking you on having 6, surprise, 2 more crits. Anyway, thank you. This has been Credit Card Fighters. Enjoy your day.